Namaskar, I am Rajendra Salokhe. Here I am presenting the games played in French defense and where checkmate has taken place in 20 or less moves. All the games are played by a great player, Bill Wall. He's a trainer also. So we'll start here with the first game where checkmate has taken place in 10 moves. And black is checkmating here, so we'll just flip the board. We'll take black to our side. E4, C6, D4, D5, knight C3, D cross E4, knight cross E4, NF6, knight to G5, bishop to E7, knight F3, knight cross, knight to D7, supporting this knight. Bishop is also there in fact. But he crosses N cross F7 and he thinks he will disturb the castle of the black. So king crosses that. Knight to G5 and check. King goes to G8. Knight to E6. So queen goes to E8. In fact, very nice move he has made. Do you understand? White has not understood because white is looking at this pawn C7 to capture this pawn, and it will be a fork now to rook and this. So it seems like by moving the queen he is allowed to fork. But do you realize if the knight captures this pawn C7, then there is a checkmate? Can you find out how? Just see. Knight cross C7, forking the queen and rook. Now bishop goes to B4 and checkmate. Because double check is there. You cannot just block this check either by the white bishop or by capturing the queen or nothing, because two checks are there. So this way checkmate has taken place. Now next go to next game. This is won by white. Bill Wall is playing white here. But after every game, I have analyzed the games and found out where wrong moves are there. But I won't be describing every move because it will be a very long video then. So just try to find out how it could have avoided the checkmate, whosoever is checkmated. This case white is checkmating. Knight F6, bishop G5, bishop B4, bishop D3, castles. Now this is said to be a wrong move. So instead he should have played D cross E4. Played a castle, black castle, E5, H6, E cross F6, H cross G5 is another bad move. A very bad move. Find out what effects it will make. Instead he should have played rook to E8 and make space for the king. So he crossed H cross G5, queen to A6, G6, B cross G6, B cross C3 and check. He's like ignoring attack on his own king and trying to attack the white king, which is meaningless. B cross c3, f cross g6, queen cross g6, and now mate takes place in just one more move is required for white to checkmate. Find out what uh, black can do. Black moves to king moves to h8, and now queen moves to g7 and checkmate. So at the later stage he could not have avoided. At this stage I don't think he can avoid this. No. But before that, on the 10th move, b cross c3, if he would have played rook to f8 and made space for the king, then could have avoided the checkmate. Here also white is winning in 14 moves. e4, e6, d4, d5, knight c3, d cross e4, knight cross e4, knight d7, b4, a6, queen to e2. A lot of wrong moves by black. b6, bishop to b3, knight to f6, knight to g5. Now this is the most wrong move here, the very suspicious and bad move. Bishop to e7. Instead he should have made knight to b6. But now let's see the effect of this move. Knight cross f7, king cross f7, queen cross e6, king to g6, queen f7 check, king f5, g4 and check, king cross g4, bishop to e6 and check, king to h4, and now mate in 1. Can you find out? So knight to f3 and checkmate. Now we go to 4th. This is again won by white. e4, e6, d4, d5, knight c3, knight f6, bishop to g5, bishop to e7, e5, knight e4. This is also supposed to be a wrong move. B cross e7, queen cross e7, bishop d3, knight cross c3, bishop cross c, b cross c3, black castles, queen to g4, queen to a3, king to d2. He moves the king because he wants no attack on the rook here, left side. Knight c6, knight f3, b6, bishop cross s7, king cross h7, queen to h5 and check, king to g8 and knight to g5. rook to d8. He wants to make a space for the king here to move, because queen going to h7 will otherwise checkmate. Queen cross f7. Now this type of mate, this is very important that you don't hurry with the queen to h7, for the king will escape. This move does not allow the king to escape. King has to go to h8. So this type of position many times occurs, and you have to cautiously do it. If you take queen to h7, then it will be check and king will move to f7. So first you capture this pawn f7. So king moves to h8, and then you give again check from here. So king moves to g8, and now if you take the queen here, it's a checkmate. Sorry, not so far checkmate. Sorry, now you give a check from here. King here moves to f8. Then take the queen to h8. Oh, king moves to e7. Queen cross g7. King to e8. And now queen to f7 and checkmate. Next again is won by white. e4 c6, d4 d5, bishop e3, knight c4, e5, knight h6, bishop cross h6, g cross h6, knight f3, bishop g7, c3, bishop d7, bishop d3, queen to e7, white castles, plays h5, knight d2, just supporting this knight. Now a long castles, b4. So once the king's castle in opposite direction, it is easy for both the players to attack each other. So they start moving the pawns, a5, b cross a5, knight cross a5, queen to c2, bishop h6, rook to b1, f6, queen to b2. Now there is a double force on this file b, queen followed by the rook. So we bring the pawn up to b6, knight b3, threatening the knight, bishop a4, knight cross knight, b cross a5, e cross f6, threatens the queen here. It captures. So queen moves from there, knight to e5. Now find out in two moves, one move of black and one move, next move of the white, 20th move will be a checkmate. Try to find out how white can checkmate now. Now it takes the black plays queen to g6, and ignoring the position, he thinks there cannot be a checkmate. But see, now checkmate in one move. What is the one move? Bishop to a6 and checkmate. Even queen to b8 will be a checkmate. Bad that black could not realize the pattern. Here again white is winning in 14 moves. E4, C6, D4, D5, E5, C5. In French, this is quite a common move. You move to C5, protected by bishop. C3, knight C6, knight F3, bishop to D7. Considered as a wrong move. Instead, it should have played C cross D4. Okay, but we move bishop to D7, bishop B5, F6, white castles, knight cross E5, knight cross E5, bishop cross B6, queen to H5 and check. Keep the diagonal open. Moves the king to E7. Queen goes to F7 check. King to D6. D cross C5. Check. King goes to E5. Rook to E1 and check. King goes to F5. Queen to H5 and check. G5. And now one move and checkmate. Find out. So the move is G4 and checkmate. Now again white has won in this game. E4, E6, D4, D5, knight C3, knight F6, bishop to G5, bishop E7, E5, D7, H4, black castles, knight F3, C5, bishop to D3, knight C6, bishop E3, queen to B6. See, again he is aiming at this pawn B2, which is a poison pawn. So queen will mostly, in French defense, in fact, this queen will capture this B2. And otherwise queen is also safe in this position in French defense. B cross H7 and king cross H7 is a bad move. Instead, he should have played king to H8. So king capturing bishop is a bad move. Knight to G5 and check. King goes to G8. Queen to H5. Now with the protection of the knight, checkmate position is there. Queen goes to H7 and it will be checkmate. But he captures the, black captures the white knight. Okay, H cross G5. Plays F6. G6. Now plays rook to D8. He thinks he can make room for the king to move. But now it's gone. One move and checkmate. What is the move? Normally, when you're playing, you think that the queen will come to H7 and give you check and it'll move to black. But you don't realize that where all the queen can come and give the check. Queen can go to H8 and it is a checkmate. So in our mind it is always there that queen will come to here and king can escape. So that is lack of realization. So I think that is all about what the games I have. Some games I've repeated and I've removed them. So must be around 8 games were there. So similar videos I am making on made on Karokan defense also. So please keep watching. Subscribe to the channel.